When you are in a relationship with a narcissist, you're not just in a relationship with that person. And I want to say this up front because this can go both ways. I'm a woman, so I'm speaking to women because I have never been romantically involved with a female narcissist, but I have had narcissistic relationships, just not romantic ones, with females. My mother displayed strong narcissistic traits, so I understand the dynamic. And what I'm talking about today is from a standpoint of romantic relationships, a dating situation, a partnership, someone you've given access to your life. When you are with a narcissist, they are not just consuming your energy. Their family, their inner circle, the people closest to them are often involved in this too. Whether consciously or not, they all benefit from you and they all siphon from you. And they don't all show up looking evil. They can show up looking very helpful and kind and just as charming as the narcissist himself. That is the setup. A narcissist's goal is not love, it's not partnership, and it isn't to reciprocate. Their goal is to secure the relationship first, and they do that strongly, quickly. And once they feel like you're locked in, their real agenda begins. They are interested in control. They are not interested in sharing a life with you. They're not interested in your honesty, and they're not interested in growing together. They would like to live independently inside a relationship at your expense. That's why I talk about energy siphoning. It starts early, but you don't notice it at first because in the beginning, they're performing and they convince you that they're someone that they're not. They mirror you and align with you to make you feel safe. And once you're comfortable, once you believe you guys have common shared values in the future, that's when the mask comes off of the narcissist. That's when you meet the relationship that they plan on having with you all along. A relationship where they control your time, your money, and your choices. They also want to control your sense of self. They don't want you going anywhere. They don't want you evolving. They don't want you outgrowing who they are. Ideally, a narcissist wants to keep you stuck in the house and out of the way, isolated with no clear exit from their insanity. And while they're positioning you there through financial abuse, emotional erosion, confusion, and guilt, they continue living freely, expanding and benefiting, feeding. And that's the trap. Once you see it though, you cannot unsee it. And then there's this part that when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, your friends and your family become supply for them too. Because isolation is the goal. They don't want you to be supported. And they don't want people around you who know you, who can see the shift in your energy, to ask the right questions. So they start creating confusion, mirror campaigns, and subtle disrespect. They create drama that looks accidental but never is. They act like jerks, just enough to cause friction, but not enough to look guilty. They start things with your friends. They create mess, and they plant seeds in all your relationships. And slowly, you'll notice your circle getting smaller. One day, you look up and the people you started with are all gone. And if you have children, they're the only ones left, and even that becomes complicated when you're dealing with a narcissist. By that point, you're deep in it. And the scariest part of it, you haven't seen them working in the background. That's where the real manipulation has happened. Quietly and strategically, they have patiently laid out a plan where they have isolated you and they have positioned themselves to the full extent of control. And once they do, you start to feel it inside of your body. Your energy is gone. You lose the desire to do the things that you once loved. You stop going to places that brought you joy. Your world is shrinking because they are consuming it. They are so negative and so draining. They are feeding on your energy. And while you're depleted, they're out there pretending to be good people, pretending to be honest, and pretending to be brave and loyal. When in all actuality, they are using your energy to sleep with other people and to build financial abundance for themselves and to create a reputation that is entirely based on lies. And all the while, your nervous system is on fire. Your body is inflamed with stress and your mind is stuck in survival mode dealing with these people because that's the state that they put you in and they leave you in. Their constant belittling and erosion and the slowly chipping away at who you are, that's the result. And make no mistake, they know exactly what they're doing. This is not accidental and it's not confusion, nor is it ignorance. They are very calculated and it's exhausting. They take and take until you are empty and there's nothing left to give, until you realize that you have been pouring everything into an empty well. A person who refuses to stand on their own energy, they don't want their own energy. They want yours and everybody else's to do that which they can't do on their own. They don't have any energy. All they ever have is leftover energy from the last person they siphoned, just enough to springboard into your life. And that's what the love bomb is. That's all they have. And once that runs out, you meet the real them, the dry, the hollow, the empty husk of a person you would have never chosen if you had known the truth from the beginning. But here's the thing that I don't want to linger on. I don't want to linger on the narcissist. They are not the point. They are the catalyst. They are the trigger that wakes you up to who you are, to what you will and will not tolerate, to how much or how little you love yourself to accept that level of deception from a person. And this isn't just romantic, even though I'm speaking in a romantic sense, because parents do it, siblings do it, and coworkers do it. Hell, businesses do it, and so do governments. Lying, cheating, and stealing is the same thing, no matter the context. I'm just speaking about the romantic sense right now, but when you finally see them clearly, when you shut down emotionally, watch what happens. They dry up. They beg for crumbs of energy the same way you once begged them for connection. The difference is this, though. They know you have energy, and now you know that they don't have any. That's when your nervous system starts to settle, because clarity is calming. And once you break the trauma bond, once you realize that the connection was built on something fake, the spell is broken, and it's broken forever. They become nothing. They can be in the same place with you, and it's like they don't exist. You are a ghost. You are no longer engaging with their illusion. An illusion is all they have. That is your freedom. You gather your energy back into yourself, because emotional connection is how the energy was transferred in the first place. The love, the sex, the vulnerability, the truth that you shared with them. That was the fuel. Once you cut the supply, watch them collapse. Watch them beg for attention, for touch, for interaction. But by then, it's impossible, because once the cord is cut, it's cut. You cannot turn back and betray yourself again for someone who never really gave a damn about you. They were just trying to feed off your energy. That's all I got for you guys today, and I will holler at y'all on the next go.